On a chilly afternoon in June, an elderly man was moving slowly along the side of the road where the city's road construction was taking place, and there was filthy water everywhere. He was wearing a faded cream shirt, carrying a walking stick, and sporting a head cap over his grey hair. The man seemed exhausted and took measured steps to stay out of the muddy water. When Olivia saw the elderly man while driving in her brand new red Benz, she immediately had an idea. She stepped on the gas pedal and drove right through a big pool of filthy water. The filthy water flew everywhere, covering the elderly man from head to toe as the man stood there, dripping wet and bewildered, his clean shirt now covered in mud and sewage water. After pulling over, Olivia turned around and began to giggle aloud. Olivia yelled from her car window, "Look at you now!" when she saw the old man attempting to clean himself with his hands. "Maybe next time you know not to walk where rich people drive." The old man stared at Olivia with mournful eyes. His face was covered with filthy water and tears, but he didn't speak. "This is what happens when poor people don't know their place," Olivia said, still giggling as she pulled out her phone and took a video of the damp elderly man. "I'm going to show this to my friends. They won't believe how funny this is." Several others on the street witnessed the incident, but they were hesitant to approach the billionaire's daughter because she was Olivia Udoka, Chief Johnson Udoka's only child, and everyone in the city was aware of their family name. Her father owned oil companies, banks, and real estate throughout West Africa. The elderly man slowly picked up his walking stick, which had also fallen in the mud. He gave Olivia one last glance before turning and walking away in silence. Olivia drove off, still chuckling, and called her friend Mirabelle on the phone. "Mirabelle, you won't believe what I just did. I splashed muddy water on this filthy old man I saw walking by the road, and he looked so foolish standing there all wet." Mirabelle, who was also laughing, said, "Olivia, that's mean. It was hilarious. That old man probably learned his lesson today. Poor people need to learn to stay in their place." After lunch with her friends, she showed them the video of the elderly man. They all laughed together. Olivia went shopping for the remainder of the day. That evening, Olivia returned home to the family estate, which had 20 rooms, a pool, and a garden full of pricey flowers with maids and servants. Olivia had dinner with her father and recounted her day, but she made no mention of the old man. "I would be traveling to America for work early the next morning," according to Chief Udoka. "I'll be back in 6 days. Take care of yourself and don't spend too much money while I'm gone." Olivia said with a chuckle, "Papa, we have so much money that I could never spend it all." The next morning, Olivia was awakened by her phone ringing at 11 a.m., which was earlier than she normally wakes up. "Olivia, wake up and turn on the news right now." It was her father's voice, and he sounded really agitated. "What's wrong, Papa? Aren't you in America?" "Just turn on the news on Channel 12 right now." Olivia turned on the television and was stunned by what she saw on the morning news. The news reporter said that overnight, Chief Udoka's commercial empire, which had been headed by Mr. Johnson Udoka, a billionaire, has been destroyed by massive fraud. Chief Udoka, who had been one of Nigeria's wealthiest men, has lost everything in what appears to be the largest investment fraud in the nation's history. According to sources, Chief Udoka put all of his assets into American-based investment company Harrison and Associates, which has since vanished with billions of dollars belonging to numerous African investors. The remote made Olivia's hands tremble. It had to be a mistake. Her phone rang once more. It was her father. "Papa, tell me this is not true," she wept. "Olivia, it's all gone. The oil companies, the banks, the houses, the cars. I put my faith in the wrong people, and they took everything. I'm stranded in America and can't even afford my hotel room. We have funds in other accounts, right? What about the house? What about my vehicle? I mortgaged all of our properties to the bank in order to invest more money, assuming that I was increasing our wealth, but instead I have made us poorer. You should only bring what you can carry with you and leave the house right away." Olivia dropped the phone, rushed to her window, and saw police vehicles and bank officials already surrounding their complex. Men in suits were walking around, pointing at various sections of the residence while carrying documents. The bank officials informed Olivia that she only had 45 minutes to gather personal belongings. Nothing valuable, no fancy clothing, no electronics, only the necessities. "But this is my home," Olivia retorted. "This property is now owned by the Basic Bank of Nigeria, and you must leave right away." Olivia packed a little bag with a few garments and attempted to bring some gold jewelry, but the authorities prevented her. "They are regarded as assets that remain here." With only a little bag, Olivia departed from her family house for the first time in her life without her car. She had nowhere to go. When she eventually got to Mirabel, her former closest friend stated, "Olivia, I'm sorry, but my parents said I shouldn't be seen with you anymore. It's not good for our family's reputation." One by one, all of her friends said the same thing. The folks who formerly made fun of her jokes and fought for her attention now acted as if she had a disease. Olivia's first night on the street was behind a shopping mall, and she had never been so terrified and cold in her life. On her third day on the street, Olivia was standing outside a bar when she attempted to ask for assistance from former members of her family's staff, but the majority of them turned her down. She was filthy and hungry, and people stared at her with contempt. The next day, she was without food or water. In the market, hoping for food from someone. "Olivia, is that really you?" a familiar voice asked. Mama Sarah, who had previously worked as one of their maids, was standing in front of her, looking stunned. "What happened to you? You look so different." Olivia burst into tears and said, "Mama Sarah, we lost everything. Papa's company is gone. I am hungry and I have nothing." 2 weeks prior, Olivia had fired Mama Sarah and treated her as if she were nothing. Now, Olivia was in a far worse position than Mama Sarah had ever been. This is unusual. Olivia ate the food and water that Mama Sarah had purchased for her. Mama Sarah kept a close eye on her and asked, "Before your family lost everything, did you do anything?" "Rich people don't become poor like this overnight. Something is amiss," Mama Sarah said slowly. "Unconventional." Olivia considered the situation. "It's investment fraud. Olivia, think harder. Sometimes the smallest actions can have big consequences." Then Olivia recalled splashing the dirty water on the old man and laughing at him the day before everything fell apart. "Olivia, that was really risky. You don't know who that old man was. Do you believe the old man did something to us? I think we need to see Baba Adisa, a seer who can tell us if this is spiritual or not." The following day, Mama Sarah brought Olivia to Baba Adisa's little residence in Mushin. After a protracted silence, the ancient seer turned to Olivia and stated, "I see darkness around you. You have been cursed by someone very powerful. Yes, you hurt someone who has strong spiritual protection. The gods are enraged at you. Your family's fortune has been taken away as retribution for your wickedness," Baba Adisa stated. "But I just splashed water on an old man. I didn't kill anyone." Sometimes the greatest sins are how we treat the weakest people. "The man you made fun of wasn't like everyone else. He had ties to potent spirits." "Is it possible to break the curse?" Mama Sarah asked. "The only person who can forgive and break the curse is the one who was harmed. You must locate this old man and seek his forgiveness. If he forgives you from his heart, the curse will be lifted." For the first time in days, Olivia had hope. "I will find him and I will apologize." During the following week, Olivia looked for the old man, returning to the precise location where she had splashed the water. She inquired of everyone in the neighborhood if they knew an old man who often walked that route. Most people ignored her, since she now looked like a street person with her filthy clothing, unkempt hair, and repulsive odor. Finally, a young man who sold newspapers speculated that he could know who she was referring to. "There's an old man named Elder Moses, a man from Makoko. He walks to the market every day via that route. He's really poor, but he's well liked because he treats everyone with kindness." "Can you take me to his house?" Olivia asked. "I will give you money when my problems are solved." The young man, whose name was Samuel, offered to assist her. They rode a bus to Makoko, one of the poorest communities in Lagos, where children played in filthy water. Homes were constructed of aged wood and metal sheets on the water, and the air was suffocating. Olivia had never seen such poverty before. Samuel said, Looks like this is your first time here. This is where the forgotten people reside as they strolled through narrow alleys. They came to a little square where a few people were standing outside a small house. Some of the women were crying while the men spoke softly. "Oh, what's going on here?" Samuel inquired of one of the women. The woman said sadly, "Elder Moses passed away last night. He was a good man who always helped people, even when he had nothing." Olivia felt like someone had poured ice water on her head. "Yes, my sister. He died peacefully in his sleep, and we're getting ready for his funeral." Olivia began to weep loudly, saying, No, he cannot be dead. I must speak to him. I need his forgiveness," while the crowd gave her strange looks. "Do you know Elder Moses?" one woman asked. Before Olivia could reply, Samuel dragged her away, telling the crowd that he was sorry for the interruption, that Olivia was unwell. Olivia explained everything to Samuel as they walked away, and he listened without passing judgment. "You were very cruel," he said at last, but it was too late to make amends. They went back to see Baba Adisa, and when Olivia told him that the old man had died, he shook his head sadly. "Then it is finished. Only Elder Moses could have lifted the curse, but he has now joined the ancestors." "Surely there's something else I can do," Olivia begged. "Your family will remain poor for the rest of your lives. You will know what it feels like to be looked down upon, to be ignored, to be treated like you don't matter. This is the cost of your cruelty. Elder Moses died with the memory of your cruelty fresh in his heart." Olivia knelt down, pleading for another way. The spiritual world does not offer second chances when someone dies as a result of our deeds. Months went by, and Chief Udoka came back from America a shattered man. He discovered his daughter begging for food on the streets. They lived in abandoned structures and solicited money from the same people who used to bow to them, but who now ignored them. The former pals of Chief Udoka crossed the street to avoid him, and the business partners who had previously addressed him as Sir now ignored him. Olivia experienced days of hunger, days of people laughing at her soiled clothing, and days of security guards kicking her out of stores where she used to frequent. After they had begged for a tiny piece of bread one evening, Olivia eventually told her father the truth. "Papa, I'm sorry," she said. "This is all my fault." "What do you mean?" her father inquired. Olivia told him everything about Elder Moses and the splash of filthy water and the curse. Udoka didn't say a word until she was finished. "I always taught you that our money made us superior to other people, but I was wrong," he said. "It's how we treat others that makes us human. But now it's too late to learn that lesson," Olivia sobbed. Her father said, "Maybe this is the lesson we needed to learn. Maybe we needed to lose everything to find our humanity." The former wealthy family, who now live on the streets, became well known throughout the city over the years. Some individuals ignored them, others pitied them, and yet others made fun of their fall from grace. Olivia never forgot Elder Moses's face. Every night she saw the old man's mournful eyes as the filthy water struck him. Olivia now realized that Elder Moses had maintained his dignity even in the face of shame. It was something that money could never buy and poverty could never steal. However, the lesson was learned too late. The curse persisted, and the family that formerly controlled everything now owns nothing. Ultimately, Olivia discovered the most difficult lesson of all. Some errors cannot be rectified, and the cost of cruelty may be greater than anyone could have predicted. Moral of the story: treat everyone with respect and kindness, regardless of their socioeconomic standing or financial situation, since tables can turn at any moment. Never look down on or make fun of anyone. The poor person you make fun of today may be the key to your future, and evil will always find a way to return to those who practice it.